Disclaimer, these tips and tricks are very, very specific. They won't be relevant for just about anyone. However, I'm all about these niche tips and tricks that I've come up with over the years. The mainstream, I call it garbage, you can find elsewhere. I'm all about specificity, because there's nothing else that I hate more than mainstream travel videos or guides. They kind of like all seem the same. They all seem to be, somebody paid somebody else to write something about a location, and that person just goes and looks, Bangkok travel tips and rewrites it and hasn't actually been there, has no actual experience. So let's get started. Number 1, ALB or not ultimate test. So in 9 out of 10 cases, if I suspect the girl isn't a real woman, I don't even stop, I just keep walking. That's it. End of the story. In very rare cases, I investigate further. For example, I'm not sure if she's a ladyboy or not, but most importantly, she looks so good that I don't reject the offer right away. And also because there isn't any particular characteristic that stands out, where I say, okay, this is obvious, this is a ladyboy, so I can just keep walking. It looks like very attractive woman, but it's like, looks too good to be true. Like, I'm thinking, is this actually a girl or is it a ladyboy? So then, of course, I ask for her ID. And sometimes I had it where they even showed me naked pictures to prove their point. But even then, that wasn't enough for me to be convinced. So I came up with an additional strategy. So basically, the last resort, if I've seen the ID, maybe even pictures, I just say that my hotel charges a 1,000 or 2,000 baht joiner fee for ladyboys. If she's okay with that, then it's pretty much guaranteed that she is really a lady. If she comes up with any excuse such as, oh, you know what, I have room, or I know another hotel, then run for your life. Number 2, your tourist SIM card is reused. Now first, let's talk about which plan to get. In most cases, I think it doesn't make sense to buy a plan with more than the bare minimum in terms of internet data. The basic ones are typically 3 GB for around 300 baht. Once you've used all of these 3 GB, you can still use the internet, but it's simply reduced speed, okay? Reduced speed, in my experience, is still good enough for most purposes. For example, you use navigation or you simply text with girls. And you would only need this in cases where you don't have access to Wi-Fi, which is widespread pretty much anywhere. You can have access to Wi-Fi. Even if you're in the public, on the street, on Walking Street, Bangalore Road, you have Wi-Fi there. And many of the Wi-Fis are hotspots where it's unlocked and you can just connect to it. One interesting thing that I have noticed is that tourist SIM cards tend to be reused, at least the ones that I have had. And I noticed this a few months ago. I got a new SIM card, installed Line Messenger app, and suddenly I had about, I think it was 25 different people add me. And no, I don't mean the official accounts, from brands or celebrities, which are sometimes added automatically. The people that were added were not even girls, just random Thai people from various walks of life, like teachers, policemen, doctors. And this could only be the case if this very phone number that I just got was previously used for registering a Line account. Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. Number 3, paper credit card. So I want to preface this by saying that this tip suggestion is only useful if you use your credit or debit card exclusively for online payments or bookings. So maybe you, in general, about traveling or coming to Thailand, you have thoughts such as, what happens if my credit card gets stolen during my travels? Or what if somebody sees the card details and then uses them for fraud? I mean, yes, there's fraud insurance, as all major credit card companies have that, but with a bit of effort, you can eliminate all the risks. Practically all the risks. Nobody can see your actual information. If the card or the information gets stolen, is lost, no problem. Simply write out the card details, such as the card number, expiration date, etc., on a piece of paper, and then you can keep it as a PDF on your computer, on your laptop, or simply print it out. But what you want to do is you don't write it in clear text. That wouldn't be helpful. It's just like then somebody else could use it. So you come up with something that represents the number. This sounds like it's very complicated, But once you've actually done it, it takes filling out, let's say on Agoda you book a room or whatever. Doing it that way takes maybe an additional minute as opposed to just taking the numbers directly from your card. So for example, let's say the first 2 digits of your credit card are 1, 3. Okay, let's say you have 1 sibling, then you would write number of siblings I have. Let's say 3. What could 3 be? The first number was 1. Okay, we've established that. You write number of siblings I have. So let's say you have 1 sibling. And let's say your dad's birthday is in March. Then you write birthday month of my dad. Okay, you get the idea. And this is only for you if you're paranoid and you like to take extra precautions rather than worry about it all the time, losing your card or whatever. If you speak some local dialect or some slang or even an entirely different language, then this works even better. But in essence, nobody can use that information because only you know what it stands for and only you know the answers, If you want to receive the uncensored videos or the versions of every video and bonus content ahead of time, all you have to do is join here with your email address and that's it. It takes 10 seconds. It's entirely free.